Welcome back to Pick'em, where we're going to take a look at the college and professional ranks. Starting off locally, Indianapolis coming to Top Taggart Field this week to take on Ferris State. Ferris State, of course, coming off a blistering loss to Grand Valley over the weekend, 57-10. Bob, obviously the thing you've got to be asking yourself right now is, what is the mental state of a Ferris State team who just got dismantled by their rival? And what do they have to do to get back on track against an Indianapolis team who's been pretty good as of late?
That's a big question. I don't know what their mental state is going to be. I think you'll find that out in the first 5-10 minutes of that game. If they come out strong, where they've played well at home all year, if they come out strong, I think you'll know that the Bulldogs are okay. If they don't come out strong and Indianapolis is able to get some success, put some points on the board, you might get some self-doubt. I like Ferris State in this game, but I don't think they're going to come out, firing on all cylinders. Indianapolis is much improved, but I think Ferris will win this one. Probably a pretty tight 21-17 type of game.
Brandon, what is it, to avoid that first half collapse that we've seen from Ferris State? What do they have to do on both sides of the ball to avoid that?
They've got to do what works, and what works is passing, having all elements of their game on both sides of the ball running at the same time, or running at least to the point where they're competitive and they're in the game. They can put up 400, 450 yards in offense and still hold opponents to 200. Whether or not they do this week is hard to say. They're at home, though, so I've got them actually winning this one. Close score, like Bob said.
Yeah, we've all got Ferris State winning this week, oddly enough, after a 47-point loss. It has not taken away from the confidence that we have in them at home, I think, is the biggest factor here. They just seem to be a different team on the road. I think that the biggest factor for Ferris State in this one, though, is going to be finishing off drives in the red zone. When they typically struggle, it's because they're making errors, turnovers inside the 20-yard line and giving the ball back. They can't do that against Indianapolis. The next game we're looking at is Purdue at Michigan. Michigan, of course, had a bye week last week, but coming off the tough loss to Michigan State, they want to get the bad taste out of their mouth there. Purdue looked like this would be an easy win for Michigan, but Purdue has really challenged some pretty tough Big Ten teams as of recently. Bob, is there any reason for concern that Michigan should be on upset alert this week?
I don't think so. I think that week off is actually going to be beneficial for Michigan. They get to heal up some of the bumps and bruises that are naturally occur. And I think after Purdue beat Illinois last week, that I think that puts that sense of urgency with this team and say, hey, we got to come ready to play. I think they will. I think they roll big and get back on track.
Brandon, what we saw against Michigan State was that Michigan's offensive line really got pushed around by a more physical front. Is that a cause for concern against this Purdue team for Michigan?
I think being at home, Michigan can feel comfortable in knowing that they've got the crowd behind them, and that, like Bob said, they had a week to regroup after the tough loss against Michigan State, and their offensive line should be all right. Whether the turnovers or just bad mental errors pile up in this game is not really going to matter. I think Michigan's going to roll 3 scores or more.
Yeah, well, the good news is Michigan's playing Purdue this week, and I think that gets them a win. The bad news is I think Michigan State provided the blueprint of how you slow down Michigan offensively, and that's making Denard Robinson pass the ball. I think Purdue's going to do that. I don't think they're going to have enough talent, though, on both sides of the ball to hang with Michigan for 4 quarters. I see Michigan pulling away in a pretty tight game. The next game we're looking at is Michigan State traveling to Lincoln for the first time to take on Nebraska. Every week for the last 2 weeks, guys, we've had Michigan State losing across the board, and they've managed to pull off some wins against some top teams. Bob, the question is, do they have one more in them to beat Nebraska and ultimately probably take home the division title with this game?
They have that talent. Obviously, when you got one of the top defenses in the country, you're always going to be in games. I think the bigger issue for Michigan State is their offense. And going into Lincoln, 80,000 Red Sea is enormous task. I don't think they're going to win this week. I think Nebraska will win this game fairly handily. It'll be close for 3 quarters, and I think Nebraska pulls away in the 4th.
Brandon, what does Michigan State have to do to take this one on the road? We've seen them against Michigan and against Wisconsin last week, but those were home contests. They had the home crowd behind them. It's going to be a lot different task going into Lincoln and trying to replicate that same performance, I would imagine.
If you're Michigan State and you're going into Lincoln, you can go in there with a little chip on your shoulder. You just beat Wisconsin with a Hail Mary pass, and that means confidence. We've had them lose in the last 2 weeks, and obviously we could be a little wrong in our selection and saying that these guys can't match up against the big powerhouse teams. They proved it last week, and I'm actually pulling for them 1 score or more.
Yeah, I think Michigan State is just a more talented team, playing with more confidence right now than Nebraska. With that said, I of course have Nebraska winning this game for some reason. I just don't think that Michigan State can do this 3 weeks in a row and beat 3 top 20 teams. It's just too much to ask of almost any team. I do think that Michigan State wins out the rest of the way, but they won't this week. I think Nebraska wins a tight one. Finally, taking a look at the Detroit Lions, the once beloved Detroit Lions here in Pick'em, but they have fallen to the ranks of mediocrity once again, or maybe not. We'll find out this week when they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. You got Tim Tebow starting at quarterback. This is just a dream matchup, isn't it, Bob? And who do you have winning this one?
I don't know who would say this is a dream matchup, but maybe for the Lions. I think the Lions front 4 is going to throw a lot of different things at Tebow. He doesn't have a lot of experience. They're going to throw those things at him. He's going to get confused, which is typical for a rookie. And, I think Detroit wins this and, gets them, going in the right direction, going into the bye week, 6-2, and they can gear up for the rest of the season.
Brandon, Tebow, much maligned guy that a lot of people think is all hype and no actual performance on the field. What does Detroit have to do defensively to really disrupt him and make him uncomfortable, being that he's a pretty inexperienced starter at this point?
I think for Detroit, you have to go with what works, and that's sending Sue down at the defensive end, moving them up, moving them along the line, blitzing when they can. But for Detroit to do that, they also need to have their offense show up as well. The last 2 weeks have been actually pitiful. They better have a connecting flight to the Wizard of Oz and ask for some courage, a little bit of heart, and a lot of brains if they actually expect to go into Denver and win a game. I don't think the Lions can do it, but I still have them winning by a squeaker, thanks to Jason Hansen.
Well, Wizard of Oz reference aside, I think that Detroit actually heads into Denver and puts a beating on the Broncos this week. Denver's just not a very good team, and when you have a young quarterback starting for you, you're going to go through some growing pains. I think this is when Detroit gets it back on track. The key is whether they'll be able to sustain that as the year goes on. I have Detroit winning by 3 scores in this one. So that's going to do it for this week's edition of Pick'em. As always, make sure to check out www.bigrapidsnews.com or check out Monday's edition of the Pioneer for these scores.